Hello everyone, welcome back to lesson 3. In this series of videos, I'm going to explain the whole book of grade 12. Previously, we learned how to recognize the general graphs, we learned how to sketch them, we learned how to find points of intersection between two graphs, and x-intercept and y-intercept of a function. Today, we are going to solve some more exercise about this, and we will have some actual exam questions, some multiple choice questions to solve. Here we have some questions to graph. So pause the video, try to graph these functions on your own to check your understanding. By the way, this one is already done in lesson 1 in page 10. We solved this. The rest, the graph of this is an upside down U shape. Then we need to find negative b over 2a to find the middle of the graph, which is at negative 3. This one is a V shape. The V starts at 4. This one has the shape of root. The x is negative, it goes to the side. You're supposed to be able to do this because it's session 3. We have another question that has different idea. Again, x and y is mixed. If we look at the question, find the points of intersection of the graphs of the two given functions. 3x minus 4y equal to 8, x plus y equal to 5. Let's do it. In order to solve these, we need to have y alone on one side. Which side doesn't matter. Here, if I want to simplify this, this will be 3x minus 8 equal to 4y. Now, what happened? Because y is negative, I want to have y as positive because it's easier to deal with. Then negative 4y goes to the other side, becomes positive 4y. 8 is positive, goes to the side, becomes negative 8. 3x is in its place. This is why no change happened to 3x. Now I have 3x minus 8 equal to 4y. In order to make this not very complicated, I don't divide everything by 4 in order to have just y. I keep it like this, 4y. Now let's work on the other equation. The other equation is like this, x plus y equal to 5. Now in order to have y alone, x should go to the other side, then y is equal to 5 minus x. Okay, then y is 5 minus x, and here I have 4y. I'm going to write this in place of this y. Rewrite 3x minus 8 equal to 4, 5 minus x. This is what I got. Now this is a linear equation. All the powers of x, just 1, then x to one side, number to one side. Multiply the 4y inside. 3x minus 8 equal to 4 times 5, 20. 4 times negative x is negative 4x. Negative 4x goes to the other side, becomes positive 4x. So 3x plus 4x, that's 7x, equal to, this is 20. Negative 8 becomes positive 8, so it will be 28. Then divide 7. Divide 7. X is equal to 4. I got the value of x. To find the value of y, we'll use this equation because it's easier. We can use the first one as well. We'll get the same answer at the end. Now x is 4. 4 plus y equal to 5. This means y is 1 because 4 plus 1 is 5. Or y equal to 5 minus 4, y is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 1, as point, it's 4, 1. It's the point of intersection between these two equations. Now some ministry questions. This type of question is very common. This section 1.1 has 6 marks, sometimes it has more, up to 8 marks. These are all related to section 1.1. This question is very common. There is a function and we have 4 graphs. We need to match which graph belongs to the given function. In order to do this, look at the graphs. Do we have a graph in front of 0 in all the graphs? Let's mark this. When x is 0, y is 1. When x is 0, y is negative 3. When x is 0, y is negative 1. When x is 0, y is 1. Now, if I put 0 in place of x, let's see what I'm going to get. F of 0 is equal to 2 minus absolute value 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Absolute value of 1 is still 1. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. What does that mean? It means when x is 0, y is 1. On which graph we have the point 0, 1? We don't have the point 0, 1 in this graph. When x is 0, y is negative 3. So A is out of the competition. B, when x is 0, y is 1. Okay, B could be right. C, when x is 0, y is negative 1. Then again, it doesn't have the point 0, 1. D, when x is 0, y is 1. It does have the point 0, 1. Now the competition is between B and D to see which one is the correct answer for this graph. For this purpose, I'm going to choose another point. Looking at D and B, if I choose negative 1 in place of x, they both have graph. I cannot use 4, for example, because in this graph, there is no graph in front of 4. Whilst here, there is. So I'm not choosing points like this. I choose some point that for sure they both have graph. Then let's see. When x is negative 1, f of negative 1 is equal to 2 minus absolute value, negative 1 plus 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. The result is 2. As point, when x is negative 1, y is 2. In B and D, which one has this point? When x is negative 1, y is 0. So it's not what I want. When x is negative 1, y is 2. Then B is the correct answer. Sometimes by 1 point, we can directly find the graph. Sometimes we need 2 points to make sure. In order to avoid that, taking 2 points is to take a point that's farthest from 0. For example, if I chose negative 4, then I would get negative 1. There is negative 1, I would need another point. If I choose, let's say, 2, 2 has negative 1. 2 negative 1 is not in any other graph. Then if I chosen 2, I would get B the correct answer within the first attempt. But no problem. Anyways, without point plotting, actually, without wasting time, by 2 points, we found the correct answer. Another question. If fx is 2x minus 4 and gx is 1 plus 3x, find the value of x when fx is equal to gx. The question is not talking about point of intersection between two graphs, but what we see, fx equal to gx, is in the topic point of intersection between two graphs. Let's do it. Point of intersection between two graphs. Look at the equations. They are both linear, simple equations. Then it's better to solve than testing. This is fx, 2x minus 4, equal to 1 plus 3x. Which x is bigger? 3x is bigger, then 2x should move to the other side. And 1 go to this side. This side will be negative 5 equal to 3x minus 2x. 3x minus 2x is just x equal to negative 5. This makes D the correct. Now if we check our answer before we leave, we can check. If we put negative 5 in place of x in G, we should get an answer which is the same as when we put negative 5 in F. Let's see them. Negative 5 in F, it will be 2 times negative 5. It's negative 10 minus 4, that is negative 14. If I put negative 5 in G, 1 plus 3 times negative 5. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, plus 1 is negative 14. As you see, I got negative 14 from G and F. This means negative 5 is the point where F and G are equal. Another question. This time we have 4 equations with one graph. Let's match which equation belongs to this graph. Again, on the graph, I'm going to choose a point. Let's choose this point. If I choose this point, as point, it is negative 1, 2. This means if I put negative 1 in place of x, I should get 2 as a result. Now, let's go with A. If I put negative 1 here, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. With this negative, it's still 0. 0 power 2 is 0, no problem. Then the result is negative 2. I put negative 1 in choice A. This result is negative 2, not 0 equal to negative 2. Okay. I put negative 1 in choice A. I got the result negative 2, not 2. This means A is out. Now let's go with C. If I put negative 1 in place of x, I should get the result 2. Let's see. In C, this is negative 1 minus 1 squared plus 2. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Power 2, 4. With this negative, that's negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2. Again, I did not get 2. What I need is 2, not negative 2. This means C is also wrong. Let's test for D. X is negative 1, the result should be 2. Negative 1 minus 1 squared. This is negative 2, power 2 is 4. With this negative is negative 4 minus 2, that's negative 6. D is also wrong. This means indirectly B is the correct answer, but let's check for it. When I put negative 1 here, this will be negative 1 plus 1 squared plus 2. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Power 2 still 0. With this negative still 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. This is the right answer. I put negative 1 in place of x. The result is 2. This is the meaning of negative 1, 2. This makes B the correct answer. It means this graph belongs to B. If I have 2 equations satisfying this point, then I choose another point and plug the point into the 2 equations. One of them will be the correct answer. Question 3. This question 3 is about y-intercept. To find y-intercept, x is equal to 0. Every time you see y-intercept, this means x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, in this equation, y equal to negative 3 times 0 minus 4. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 4 is negative 4. What does that mean? It means when x is 0, y is negative 4. So as point, this is the choice B. Then B is the correct answer. Another question, find the value of B. This is a good question. So that the points, these 3 points are collinear. Firstly, what's the meaning of collinear? Collinear, 3 points are called collinear if they are on the same straight line. When 3 points are on the same straight line, this means if I find the slope between any 2 points, the slope should be the same. Now, I know 2 points. This point is given. This point is also given. I'm going to find the slope of the line in which these 3 points are on it. Slope is m equal to y2 minus y1, 2 minus negative 4, over x2 minus x1, 1 minus 3. 2 minus minus will be plus, that's 6. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. This is the slope. Now, if I want to find the slope between these 2 points, there will be b in the answer, but the result is negative 3. This is how I find b. This point has a negative number in it. I'm going with this point that has no negative. Then if I want to find the slope between these 2 points, slope is equal to 2 minus b over 1 minus 2. Before I spend time, let's check. 2 minus b, 1 minus 2. This is y2, y1, x2, x1. This is how it looks. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Then this will be 2 minus b. Divide by negative makes it negative 2 minus b. And I know the slope is negative 3. So instead of m, I can write negative 3. I have 2 minus b equal to negative 3. Then negative cancels negative. Then comes to this step. 2 minus b without negative is equal to 3. Then 2 minus 3 is equal to b. That's negative 1 equal to b. Negative 1 equal to b, b equal to negative 1 doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Now, the value of b is negative 1. This question is also common, and it takes a little bit of time. Now I'm going to show you a fast way. Determine the table of the function fx equal to c, which is a number, multiplied by square root of absolute value x. Look at this. For each table, we work on the 0, 0 and the positive numbers to save time, and it's easier to deal with positive. Now, if x is 0, this will be like 0 times c, the result is 0. Okay. When x is 1, I'll have something like this. C multiplied by absolute value of 1. Absolute value of 1 is just 1. Under square root, still 1. The result multiplied by c is c, and it's 32. This means c is 32. If C32 worked for the second point, means this table is correct. Now if I put 4, absolute value of 4 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 32 is not 8. Then this table is wrong. Here, when x is 1, result is 5, means C is 5. When x is 4, square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 5 is not 1. It's supposed to be 10. This means B is also wrong. C. When x is 1, result is negative 2. This means c is negative 2. When x is 4, square root of 4 is 2. 2 times negative 2 is not negative 32. Then c is also wrong. This is telling me d is the right answer indirectly, but we need to check anyway. When x is 1, c is 3. When x is 4, square root of 4, which is 2, multiply by 3. That's 6. This worked for this point and this point. Then let's check for the negative one. When x is negative 1, absolute value of negative 1 is 1. Square root of 1, still 1. Times 3, 3. Then D is the correct answer. D is satisfying the equation. Question 41. When you see questions like this, always make the time x. This 2003 and 2013, these are the x values. Always, if it's about time and height, the time is x. If it's about time and population, the time is x. Now, this rate is slope because we have 2 points and we simply find the slope between them. The points, we said make the time x. That's 2003. This is x1. And in the other point, 2013, this is x2. x2. Now, the population in 2013 is 687,000. This is y1. And the other population, 4,042,000, is y2. Now, we simply just need to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, if we do the calculation, this number minus this number using calculator over 2013 minus 2003, the result will be B. Question 42. Which of the following functions is odd? This is a very easy question. We said x is odd, sine is odd, odd times odd is even. This is an even function. This is odd multiplied by odd makes it even. This is not what we want. We need odd. This one, single number, numbers alone is even. Even divided by even, x power 2 is also even, makes the result even. We don't want this. We want something odd. Look at C. X alone is odd. Absolute value is even. Odd divided by even makes the result odd. This is what I want. And let's check D. D is neither because x is odd plus cosine is even. If I add them, is neither. It's none of them. The correct answer is C. This fast way for symmetry is amazing. It works all the time. Another good question is the points of intersection of F and G. We can test the point that is the correct answer, that's the correct point of intersection, makes F and G equal. This time I'm not going to solve, I'm going to use a fast way. Let's check. If I put 1 in place of x in F, by the way, G is an easier function, so let's work on G. The points that are correct for G, later we check them if they are correct for F. G is easier. Now I'm going to write 1 in place of x in G. G of 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. which is 3. This makes the point 1, 3. Do I have this point? 1, 3 is here. 1, 3 is here. This makes the answer easy. B is out, D is out. Now between A and C, I don't directly choose A. I'm going to test the other point for G. If I put 2 in place of X in G, G of 2, the result will be 2 plus 2. Because G is X plus 2. X is 2, that's 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. This makes the point 2, 4. This point is not in G, means A is wrong. Now I already checked the point 1, 3 for G. Now I'm going to check the point with negative 2. When X is negative 2, let's find G of negative 2. G of negative 2 is negative 2 plus 2, which is equal to 0. This makes the point negative 2, 0. This point is the same. Now I know choice C is the correct answer. Before I even check for F, only from G, I knew both points satisfy G. All the other points got cancelled. But let's check for F to make sure. In F, if I put 1 in place of X, I should get 3 in the result. F of 1 is equal to 1 squared plus 2 times 1. 1 squared is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 1 plus 2, 3. So I got the point 1, 3. It's good. When I put negative 2 in place of X in F, F of negative 2 is negative 2 squared, which is 4, plus 2 times negative 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. I have 4 minus 4, which is 0. This means the point negative 2, 0 is also on F. Then C is the correct answer. Another question, again, I have 4 graphs, 1 equation. Let's match. On the graphs, mark a point that they all have a graph at it. If I go and choose negative 5, then I'll get something undefined. Negative 5, there is no graph at negative 5. There is no graph at negative 5. There is no graph at negative 5. I will not get benefit from negative 5. I'm going to choose a point that's easy to calculate and easy to find on the graph. When you are working with square root, there is one note. Always choose numbers that make a perfect square number with 1. Now, to make a perfect square number with 1, I can choose 0 because 0 plus 1 is 1 and 1 is a good square number. I will not get decimal. It will be easy to see on the graph. I can go with 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Again, I will not see decimal, which is good. Then let's go with 0 and see if we will get a point and see the point. F of 0 is equal to 3 minus 2 times square root of 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 3 minus 2, which is 1. When x is 0, y is 1. Which graph has this point? When x is 0, y is 1, it's here. A could be the right answer. When x is 0, y is 1, B could be the right answer. When x is 0, y is 0, C is out, D is out. Now the competition is between A and B. I'm going to choose another point, let's say 3 and C. When x is 3, why I choose 3? Because 3 plus 1 will be 4. 4 has a square number. Square root of 4 is 2. This is why. 3 minus 2 times 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2, 4. So I have negative 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. The point is 3, negative 1. From A and B, let's see which graph has the point 3, negative 1. If I look at A, this point is not 3, negative 1. This point is 3, 0. Then I don't want this. A is wrong. Makes B the right answer. There is the point 3, negative 1. The point 3, negative 1 is on the graph of B. This means B belongs to this function. Which of the following functions is symmetric with respect to y-axis? With respect to y-axis means even. X power 1 over 2. Memorize this. X power 1 over 2 is square root of x. And graph of square root of x is neither. It's not even and it's not odd at the same time. X power 1 over 3 is cubic root of x. This is also neither. X power 3 over 2, this is x squared under square root. Again, it's not even. This one is even. Memorize the graph of this. Graph of x power 2 over 3. This function is important. Later in the other chapters, again, we will see this function. And there is something special about this point. The graph of it is like this, a curvy V shape. Later, when we study chapter 3 and chapter 4, we will see this function is special, especially for this point. Later, we will say something about this sharp point of the graph. But for now, when you look at the graph, it's obvious that this is even. Then D is the correct answer, which is the only even function in the list. Remember this graph, a curvy V, x power 2 over 3. 9. If fx is negative absolute value 2x plus 3 plus 6, gx is 6 minus x. We have this question in the book, but the solution is different. Find the value of x where fx is equal to gx. Now let's start testing. If I put negative 3 here, I should get a number which is the same when I put negative 3 in g. Let's see. If I put negative 3 in f of negative 3, f of negative 3 is equal to absolute value 2 times negative 3 plus 3 plus 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, plus 3 is negative 3. Inside absolute value 3, with this negative, negative 3. Plus 6, that is 3. I got 3 for f of negative 3. Now, g is 6 minus x. G of negative 3 is 6 minus negative 3. 6 minus negative 3 is 6 plus 3, which is 9. Do I have same results? Of course, no. This means negative 3 is not the right answer. This means C is also not the right answer because it contains negative 3, and I'm sure negative 3 is not the right answer. Then, when I'm sure C is not the right answer because of this, this makes the D the correct answer. To make sure, maybe in the exam you're nervous, let's check for the negative 1 and see if negative 1 can make them equal. F of negative 1 is equal to negative absolute value 2 times negative 1 plus 3 plus 6. 2 times negative 1, negative 2, plus 3, 1, absolute value of 1, 1 with this negative, negative 1 plus 6, that's 5. If I put negative 1 here, g of negative 1 is equal to 6 minus negative 1. that is 7. Obviously, I don't have same answers. This means -1 is also wrong. This makes A, B, C, all of them wrong. What's remaining is D. This has no solution. If we graph them, this graph is upside down. This graph is also decreasing, but the two graphs doesn't intersect. This is the end of session 3. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to see the other sessions.
گروپی لاس بۆ فۆتۆکۆپی و پەراوگا لە خزمەتی قوتابیانی خۆشەویستدایە. بۆ ئەوەی لە وەرزی نوێی خوێندن ماندوو نەبن، ئێمە هەموو پێداویستەکانی قوتابخانەمان بۆ بەردەست کردوون بە بەرزترین کوالیتی و باشترین مەواد. لای ئێمە هەموو جۆرە مەلزەمەیەک بە کوالیتیی بەرز و جوانتری شێواز دەست دەکەوێت. هەروەها هەموو پێداویستەکانی قوتابخانە بە هەرزانترین نرخ دەست دەکەوێت. لە فۆتۆکۆپی لاس چاپکردنی کتێب و بزنس کارت و وەسڵ بە کەم